Do not base your value on what you own or what you don't own. It will mess you up. Because when those things go, it literally means that your confidence in yourself goes with it. That doesn't make sense, does it? Build your value with the knowledge that you are special. Think of yourself as better as everyone else. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victory Ezeji, your image and style coach. I help young women learn how to overcome their self-empathy insecurities, develop solid self-identity, and utilize her physical personal appearance to communicate that particular identity she has developed for herself. So if you are watching me and you are having or still struggling with some insecurities with respect to yourself and your body, you're in the right place, because I am going to put you through very simple, effective, and applicable strategies that you can apply in order to help you develop your solid identity and as well communicate same to the public in order to create an identity for yourself so people can address you by a particular identity and a particular standard. If this is your first time on my channel, I welcome you. Please do also subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell to know when I post new videos. And if you are an old subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me on this ride. My social media handles are displayed on the screen. Please do also engage with me in all of the social media platforms and click the follow button to be a part of my community in the social media platforms. I really would appreciate it so much. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something very interesting, something I know that you really want to learn, want to develop, because it is really something. Right? In today's video, I am going to be talking about mastering the art of charisma. I know you've heard this word before, charisma, and charisma is usually associated to leaders, but you don't have to be a leader to have charisma. No, it's for everyone, only if you understand the importance and understand how effective it can be when you incorporate it into your personal physical appearance to communicate who you are. It is really effective, and it is not limited to leaders. You can as well learn how to attract people's admiration and attention. Then when you have mastered how to use it, how to utilize charisma and incorporate it into your personal physical appearance in order to do these things you see leaders doing. Yes, you can. So we are going to look at the topics we're going to be discussing in this video in order to understand this particular topic better. What is charisma? What is the key word involved in the definition of charisma that actually will make the whole sense? And finally, the key things involved in the development of charisma. What is charisma? Charisma is defined as the ability to attract the attention and the admiration of others. The key word involved in this particular definition is ability. We are going to define ability and then incorporate this definition of ability that we have further explained. Ability is defined as the capacity, the power, the talent, the skill to do or to act, to do something or to act in a particular way. Let's go ahead to incorporate this particular definition of ability into our definition of charisma. So charisma is now defined as the power, the skill, or the capacity to attract the admiration or the attention of others. So looking at it now, charisma is a skill. I want to keep that word. Charisma is a skill. Charisma is power. Power that you have, your capacity to be able to attract. I call it the skill of attraction. Your capacity to be able to attract people's admiration, people's attention. By virtue of this definition that we have now opened up by defining ability and then incorporating it into the definition of charisma, we have seen that charisma is a capacity, charisma is a skill. And I said I'm going to keep the word skill. We know that skills, for you to develop a skill, for example, you want to learn how to sew, you want to learn tailoring, you want to learn fashion designing, You need to go to a place, you need to watch something, you need to read something in order to help you develop that skill. That is the same thing with charisma. Because it is a skill, not everyone knows how to do it. Not everyone has the power of attraction. And in my opinion, I don't think it is naturally owned or it naturally develops. I don't think so, because one thing or the other has influenced you to act in a particular way that has been able to invoke another person's admiration or to cause another person's attention towards you. I do not believe that charisma is natural. No, it is a skill by virtue of this definition of it being an ability. For you to actually be able to develop a skill, you have to pay attention to it. You first of all have to see the worth, right? For it as a skill, it's something that can be learned. You can learn it. If anytime you come across someone or anytime you interact with someone and such person invokes a thought in such person, induces you to form an opinion about that person, such as this person is beautiful, this person is so good with the way she carries herself, this person carries herself with so much confidence. That is an art of charisma. That person has learned, has developed that particular skill of attraction, that particular skill of admiration, of causing you to admire her, of causing you to say such things about her. You can learn it. You can be able to develop that skill just like every other skill. Just like every other skill that demands you to pay attention, that demands you to be diligent with the learning. It is the same thing applicable to charisma. The first thing that will guide you to look for ways to develop the skill of attraction is to first of all regard it as something that is important, as something that is worthy of learning. Because when you don't find the value in something, when you don't consider something valuable, you not appreciate it. And the learning process will be very hard for you. You will struggle during that learning process. So it is very important that with respect to charisma, if you really want to develop the skill or the art of charisma, you need to first of all appreciate the fact that it is a necessary value. And you can't consider it a value if you have not identified it to be a value and it is something that you want to be identified with. As you've seen this person carry herself in such a manner, you've admired her, it attracted your attention. You want to have such particular effect on other people, you can. You first of all have to identify why you want to do that and how you can achieve that particular goal. When you see a woman capable of inducing your attraction, inducing your attention, inducing your admiration, that is a woman who has effectively incorporated charisma into her personal physical appearance. For a woman who has not, that person cannot be able to invoke anything, any activity in your mind to consider that person a person of value, to consider that person a person of class, to consider that person a person of a certain level. You cannot. That person cannot be able to cause such effect in you. You can develop that skill if you want it. So there's no need to be jealous when you see such a person. It is not forming, it is not faking. It is a person who has identified the need, the importance, have understood the importance of being charismatic, the importance of carrying herself in such a manner. Such a person is one who has identified that she is a person of value, she is a person of dignity, she is a respectable person. So other people should regard her as same, because that is how she regards herself. So if you don't regard yourself in such a manner, you can't be able to carry yourself in such a manner. If attracting the admiration of people is not really your strong point, you can't develop it. If it is your weakness, you can develop it. It is possible to develop it. It is possible to develop the skill of attraction. And when I'm talking about the skill of attraction, I'm not talking about using that particular skill as simply a tool to attract people for a particular benefit. Attraction for the intent of beneficial purposes is not healthy. Basing it just to attract benefit, basing it just to attract a certain class of people in your life, it is not healthy. The skill of attraction is to be able to communicate an identity, your standard to people, to the public about who you are, and not simply for beneficial purposes. It should not be the first thing that should drive this particular need for the skill. I've already pointed out in this video that the possibility of you developing the skill of attraction is very possible. The possibility is 100%. You can develop it if you want, but you should first of all, the foundation is consider the importance. Why do you want to attract people? Is it to communicate? And I've already pointed out that you should not utilize this tool as a mere tool to attract people for beneficial purposes. It is not healthy. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it is not healthy. When it doesn't do what you want it to do, you will not be so confident in yourself. It will result to several mental health issues, and I do not wish that for you. Please, first of all, regard the importance, then identify what you want to attract. Is it to communicate who you are? If it's the opposite, then please no. But if it is this, please, I highly recommend that you go ahead with it. Key things that are involved in the development of charisma. These key things that are involved in the development of charisma are simply the foundations, the key things that you need to obey, the key things that you need to adhere to, the key things that will lead you to developing charisma, to developing the skill of attraction. Without this, you are building that particular foundation on a very rocky ground. These are the key things that you need to first of all have in mind before you can be able to successfully have that skill of attraction. Number one is creating an identity or identity creation. For you to be able to develop the skill of attraction, you first of all have to go through identity creation. Yes, and this particular number one key thing or key element in development of charisma, it is not a coincidence for it being the first. First of all, an identity comes from a place of a strong sense of self. It comes from a place of someone who has identified the things that makes her up, who has identified why she acts the way she acts, what are the values, what are the beliefs that regulate the way she acts, why does she act in a particular way, where does it come from, what are her strengths, what are her weaknesses, what are the things that she wants to improve about herself to become a better version of herself. It is only a woman who has done this work that will be able to first of all realize the importance of charisma and then work towards developing it. Without this foundation, you cannot be able to develop your skill to attract. You cannot be able to utilize charisma. You cannot be able to master successfully the art of charisma. Identity is as a result of a consistent message you have kept up about who you are. That particular message about who you are that you have kept consistent cannot happen if you don't know who you are. If you are dilly-dallying from a particular image to another, from a particular message to another, you cannot create a successful identity and you can never develop or utilize the skill of attraction. It is only one who has kept her message consistent, the message about herself consistent, that can be able to now attract people's attention or attract people's admiration. Creating an identity is magnetic. When you create an identity, you're magnetic. Your message is magnetic. So whoever sees you sees your message about you immediately. That is why this foundation is very important. It is very necessary. If you're looking to developing your skill of attraction, this skill of attraction, which is actually very possible, you need to know yourself. For you to actually master this art of attraction, please, I recommend do the work yourself. Do a self-identity clarification first, and then keep the message consistent. You will naturally attract. So where you can be able to keep your message consistent about yourself, it becomes magnetic to your person. That is why it will be very easy, to be very effortless to communicate who you are. That is why people, just at the first meeting with you, at the first interaction with you, will be able to see this is who you are. And they'll be like, is this not the person you just talked to for like an hour? Yes, this person's standard is clean. You can't be able to do that if you don't have consistency of message. Consistency of message brings about your message being magnetic to your person, making it possible for you to effortlessly, without so much stress, communicate who you are. The second key element in development of charisma, in development of the skill of attraction, is knowing that you are as better as them. The most common reason of people not knowing the importance of charisma, of not knowing the importance of skill of attraction, or not even knowing how to use it, or getting triggered when they see people carry themselves in such a manner, is because they do not consider themselves as better as them. Nobody should tell you that they are better than you. No, nobody should be given such a power to tell you that. You are as better as them. The same way they are individuals, you are an individual. The same way they are a person, you are a person. Nobody should be able to make you feel They are better than you. You are as better as them. Whatever it is that has made them feel like they are better than you, you can learn and develop it. You can. Nobody should make you feel like they are better than you. Don't even feel that. Don't allow your thoughts make you feel that, because our thought is what explains what happens. It is our thought that explains our actions. It is our thought that explains our habits. It is our thought that induces us to act or behave in a particular manner. Do not allow your thoughts cause you to believe yourself less of another person, inferior to another person. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You are as special, you are as dignified as they are. So whatever skill you have, you are admiring in them. Whatever thing you are admiring in them, you can learn. Whatever thing that has made them better, you can learn. So do not ever think yourself less of this person, inferior to this person. Nobody should be given such a power. You shouldn't give people such a power to do that to you. So think of yourself as better as they are. Think of yourself as someone who is teachable. You can learn. So this particular skill that has caught your attention in this person, you can learn it if you want. There is no need to be jealous. There is no need to feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. You can. You're a human being. You can. With you, first of all, you can. With help, you can. Nobody should make you feel they are better than you. All right? Rid yourself of that thought. Rid yourself of that mentality, because it affects the way you carry yourself. And I said, charisma is your ability to attract the attention of people. And how to attract the attention of people is how you carry yourself. If you think of yourself as someone who is less or inferior to them, you can never carry yourself in such a manner that will attract people's attention. It's not possible. People are attracted to value, to people who give off value. If you don't consider yourself valuable, nobody will be attracted to you. First of all, regard yourself as valuable. Whatever it is they feel they have, don't make them belittle you. Even if they do, that is on them. That is not on you. You know yourself. Even if they do, that is their problem. It is their character they need to work on. You have done the work yourself. And do you know what? When you consider yourself valuable and people treat you in such a manner that they belittle you, they belittle themselves. When you know you have value, you don't respond to certain nonsense. When people have decided to be arrogant towards you without you doing anything to them, it is their character that needs to be worked on. It is their insecurity being projected on you. Do not give them a chance. Whatever it is they are basing their worth on or their value on, that is their problem. Do not ever base your value on things. Do not base your value on what you own or what you don't own. It will mess you up. Because when those things go, it literally means that your confidence in yourself goes with it. That doesn't make sense, does it? Build your value with the knowledge that you are special, with or without properties, with or without certificates, with or without you going to school, with or without you having a job, with or without you knowing certain persons. Don't base your value on that. Base your value on the knowledge that you are valuable. Think of yourself as better as everyone else. You're too special to think like that. All right? So like I said, people are attracted to value. People are attracted to people who give a value. If you don't have value, people will not be attracted to you. It is natural. It is natural law. When you check something that is magnetic or something that can be able to magnet something to its body, it is something that has the same physical state as it has. It's something that is made out of the same thing that it is made out of, something that it can be able to attract. If you don't present yourself as something that can be able to attract people's attention, that is worthy of attracting people's attention, you cannot. The number 3 key element and final key element in the development of charisma is develop ways to respond to uncomfortable situations. I have said this in most of my videos because it is very important. Because where you are trying to develop yourself, where you're trying to be a better version of yourself, somebody will now come, carry himself or herself, and then throw at you and make you act impulsively and make you act in those ways that you're trying to go out of, in those ways that you are trying to leave behind. Don't allow people to do it, because people are not happy. People can be toxic. Please do not allow their toxic nature to affect what you're trying to build for yourself. Do not allow their toxic nature to affect the identity you want to create for yourself. The only way to do that is developing ways to respond in such a situation. The only way you can successfully maneuver such situation is to develop ways to respond in uncomfortable situations. Uncomfortable situations will come. People are not happy. I mean, so many things lead to people not being happy. People are really going about with heaviness in their heart, with insecurities in their heart. And they project these things on people unconsciously, even those that do it consciously. So be prepared. Guard yourself. Guard your mind. Be conscious. Develop a way that you're most comfortable with, that you can be able to tackle such a situation if you're faced with such a situation, if you're faced with such a challenge. Develop ways so you don't go back to a behavior that you have left behind, a behavior that you are not proud of. This is the only way you can be able to develop charisma. This is the only way you can be able to develop the skill of attraction. Because when you're consistent with a particular identity that you have created of yourself and has made you develop ways to respond in such a situation that will not make you lose that identity, you will naturally attract the attention of people or the admiration of you, because people want to know how you do it. It's a rare quality. So develop it. I highly recommend that you develop it. These are the key elements in helping you, or to serve as a guideline in the development of the skill of attraction, in the development of the power to attract the admiration or the attention of people towards you. That effect that someone else had on you, you can have it on another person only if you adhere to these key elements of the things that make the development of that skill possible. You will naturally attract. Honestly, you will have the power, you will have the capacity of attracting people's attention, and people will be loyal to you. Literally, people will be committed to you. That is the quality that most leaders have. All these world-known leaders that you know, these are the qualities they utilize. And you can't be able to lead if you don't have security of self. You first of all need to have the security of self. And you can't have the security of self if you have not gone through that identity creation. Identity creation comes from you knowing yourself. So it is only when you have that security, and security comes from knowing that you are as better as they are. So you see, all of them are interwoven, they are together. You can't work with one without the other. It's not possible. Apply these things, and developing the skill of attraction will be very easy for you. Also, you will be able to communicate it effectively and incorporate it into your identity, into your personal physical appearance. That is all in mastering the art of charisma. We have literally talked about everything with respect to this particular video. I'm going to go ahead to recap everything we've talked about. So first of all, we defined what charisma is, and we said that charisma is the ability of attracting the attention or the admiration of others. And we further went ahead to describe or define the word ability. And we said ability is the skill, capacity, or power to do something or to act in a particular way. And we further incorporated this definition of ability into the definition of charisma, where we further defined it as the skill or the power or capacity to attract the attention of people, to attract the admiration of others towards you. And we went ahead to discuss the importance of charisma. And we said that charisma is a skill, and by virtue of it being a skill, it can be learned. It is very possible for you to learn it. And finally, we talked about the key things that are involved in the development of charisma, of which if you adhere to, you will successfully develop the skill of attraction. So that's it. I hope this was valuable to you. I hope this was insightful. I really hope you've picked up one or two things from this particular video. I really appreciate you. If you drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on this particular video. Please feel free to go ahead to watch my old videos, develop ways through which you can be able to communicate who you are effectively to the public. Because communication of who you are to the public in this age is very important. It makes you stand out. It makes you unique. So please feel free to go ahead to check all those videos. It will really help you in your self-development. If you have not subscribed, please, this is a good time to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notification to know when I post new videos. I try as much as possible to post videos daily for you to consume to develop yourself. My social media handles are displayed on the screen. Please go ahead and engage in all my social media platforms. I will really appreciate, and I will love to see each and every one of you there. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.